Hey guys, welcome to my review of the Corn. We built this a couple days ago. I've been using this for ever since exclusively to form my opinion on it and learn about its strengths, its weaknesses, what I like about it, what I dislike about it. So hopefully that can help you make your decision whether you want to maybe check this one out or something else. All right, so the Corn is an open source keyboard. I'll leave the link to the GitHub down below, developed by a guy called Fustan. Uh, let's talk about layout. Layout should be the number one factor in your decision to choose one keyboard over another, especially for split ergonomic keyboards. All right, so remember, I'll post the link to the website down below where you can print out all these different layouts, Corne, Lily 58, whatever, all the popular ones. There's a ton of them on there. It's definitely print that out, put it on a desk, see how it fits your hand. So the Corne 3x6, 3-key thumb cluster. You can snap off these last two columns to make it a 3x5. So it has a total of 42 keys or 36 if you snap off the last column. All right, what I like about it. I love the small footprint, the small form factor, the portability. I think it's just such a nice keyboard. It's so small. I really like the number of keys it has. I think 42 keys is the perfect number of keys keyboard should have. But some people come from large keyboards. They're not willing or not able to learn how to use layers. So in that case, like if you're coming from a 60% keyboard, maybe something like the Lily 58 would be a better option. Has 58 keys, like the name suggests. It's just pretty much a 60% keyboard. It's got the number row. It's got two extra thumb buttons. It's pretty much just a Corne, but with number row. The best way to put it. So that could be an option if you'd like. But I really like the form factor and size of the Corne. All right, now on to the negatives. The pinky column I find it doesn't work for me. The stagger is not aggressive enough. I'll show you guys how. When I put my hand on the Corne, my pinky is almost straight, right? So to reach the P, I kind of gotta move my whole hand, which is not very comfortable. Um, to give you a comparison to my main keyboard, here I have my Kyria. It's a naked Kyria right now because I took the keycaps off and put them on the Corne. But if you see the stagger, it's much more aggressive. So when I put my hand on the Kyria, I don't really have to move my whole hand to touch the P, right? So this is why I personally don't use a Corne. Uh, if the Corne had a very aggressive pinky stagger like the Kyria did, I think I'd be using a Corne over a Kyria. All right. So obviously this is just my hand. I have small pinkies, I guess. So definitely use that website, print out the layout, see how the layout works for you. It doesn't work for me, it might work for you. Everything else on the layout is quite nice. I wish the thumb cluster was a little bit more protruding inwards. So instead of tucking in, I could like reach out instead. But that's just a minor gripe. All right, sound. I find sound is something that's really important to the general mechanical keyboard community. Think our mechanical keyboards, but in the ergonomic mechanical keyboard community, it's not that important. It's really a secondary issue. Um, which I mean, that's fair. I mean, personally, sound isn't super important to me. I use silent tactiles, So, but were you fours? So yeah, I mean, I guess the important sound for me is actually silence instead of thockiness or anything like that. But I know a lot of you guys, you're just switching, you're thinking about switching. You care about the sound. You need like a nice thocky keyboard. You need a nice and thocky sound. So here, I'm going to play a clip of the stock sound. And now I'm going to play a clip of the modded sound. Alright, so you hear the second clip was noticeably deeper, noticeably thockier. And what we did was modded it with some foam on the bottom. In my case, I used shelf liner. You can use sorpothane, neoprene, whatever you want. I also put tape, did a tape mod on the PCB, and I did the PE foam mod. So I think that helped the sound a lot. I think it sounds pretty decent. I think it's a sound that most people would be satisfied with at the price point. Speaking about price, this kit ran me about $80. Pretty bare bones, no RGB, no OLED screen, no rotary encoder. But if you want those, you can definitely put those in. I'd budget about $20-30 for those. Keep in mind, I already had all the soldering equipment. So if you don't and you're planning on building one, maybe put that in your expenses as well. I budget about $40. That's how much money my soldering equipment cost me. You can save some money on my particular build, $18, by switching to Pro Micros instead of using Elite Cs. Personally, I only use Elite Cs or nice nanos, something like that, if I want to make a wireless build. But Elite Cs for all my wired builds. Pro Micros are too flimsy. Their micro USB is terrible connection. I don't have any micro USBs. I refuse to use anything with micro USB. So I'm using Elite Cs. Obviously, your opinion might be different, but that is just my view on it. Alright, so do I think the Corne is worth it? Yeah, I do think it's worth it. I highly recommend it actually, if the pinky stagger works for you. So that works for you, I would say this would be one of my highest recommendations. I think it's a very nice keyboard. The layout is the form factor is fantastic. The portability is fantastic. There's plenty of options out there. You could use low profile switches if you want. There's a chalk Corne, or you can use MX style switches. I think this is a really nice keyboard. Just that one issue of the pinky stagger just doesn't work for me. It's very disappointing because I really like this keyboard. It's a really nice keyboard. I 100% recommend it. And if the pinky stagger works for you, I would say go get it. Alright, so my next review is coming up in a few days. I'm going to use the Lily. And I'm using it for a few days. Again, same format. We're just going to test it. I'm going to mod it a bit. And after a few days, I'll report my findings. So if that's something you're interested in, definitely check that out. But other than that, I'll see you guys next time.